Hey, it's Mazciel, and today I am doing my January TBR. So I hope you guys had an amazing new year and a great holiday. I am very excited to do even more videos this year than I did last year. So I did kind of want to start this video by explaining how I'm going to be doing TBRs this year. So I am going to be pre-filming a lot of my TBRs for the summer because I found it really hard to film during the summer last year. Just my TBRs and maybe some extra videos that you'll see will actually be filmed during January, maybe February, but I feel like by doing that and pre-filming videos right now, that I know that I have the time to film, I'll be able to get more videos out. I will do a blog post kind of explaining why I decided to do this and how I think it's gonna help me stay more organized when it comes to my TBRs, and I won't be like super distracted with other books because I'll have like a set list of the books that I want to read this year. So yeah, long intro over. I'm gonna get started with the books that I want to read. So the first book that I really want to read is Three Dark Crowns by Kendare Blake, and this is a YA fiction, and I started reading this last year and then I just don't know what happened. I didn't have the time to finish it, or I got distracted by other books. The way that this works is that when a queen has children, she has triplets, and they're always girls, I believe, and they are sent off to live in different locations, and they all have different magical powers. And when they're 16, they basically have to compete against each other, and whoever is the last one living, I'm guessing, is the one that becomes queen. And like I said, I only read like a really small portion of this book last year, so I don't really know how this is gonna go. So yeah, it's very dark and very interesting, and I'm really excited to finally finish this book. Next, I have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, and this has been on my TBR since last year. I've been wanting to read this book for a really long time, and again, this is another reason why I'm pre-filming my TBRs for this year. I always had the intention of reading this book, and then I would go to the library or I would go to the bookstore, I would pick up different books and then never actually read the ones that I intended to. So yeah, I am excited to read this. There is a TV show based on these books. I haven't seen it yet. I don't want to. I want to read the books first. So this story follows Claire, who was a combat nurse in a war, but one day she decides to go on a walk and somehow she ends up in a completely different time era, and it basically follows her trying to live in this new time, and she doesn't know anybody, and I think that it's just filled with adventure and time travel, and I'm really excited to read this. I've never read a book with time travel. I don't think I have, at least I don't remember, but yeah, this sounds really interesting and it sounds like a very unique book, so I'm excited to read this. Next, I have The Last Tutor by Philippa Gregory. I read The Other Boleyn Girl by her a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed that book, but other than that, I haven't read any of her other books. I do have two that I bought on sale and I just haven't picked them up, but I went to the library, I saw this book, and I decided to pick it up. I think it follows the character Mary, who is the youngest Tudor's sister, and the first sister was executed and the second one was imprisoned, and I think it follows her and Queen Elizabeth, and they're kind of like relationship or family dynamic. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I'm really interested in reading this and I can't wait to read it. Next, I have The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion. I really enjoyed reading South and West last year. I loved her writing, so I decided to read this finally. In here, she describes her life around 2003, where she went through some really hard things. Her daughter was put in a coma and she had to be put on life support, and then a couple of weeks or months later her husband died, and then months after that she had to get brain surgery. So those are some really hard things to go through, and even though it's a short book, I feel like it'll be very like hard and kind of an emotional read. I will let you guys know what I think of this on my blog for sure, because like I said, I really enjoyed reading South and West, so I'm sure her writing in this is also gonna be great. So yeah, so that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know that you liked it, and if you want, subscribe. I would love it if you did, and I will see you guys soon with another video. Bye.